All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer with Brandon Grizzly, and we're going to talk about episode 4 of Creature Commandos. Chasing Squirrels was the title. So yeah, it picks up right after they capture Cersei, and they on their way back to the United States. You get some interrogation stuff. We find out what Cersei was talking about, and we get a little bit of Weasel's backstory. So kind of kept it vague, didn't get into too much details, but we will probably bring up spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you go check out the episode, come back and join the conversation. We'll start off with Brandman. What you think about this episode, man?
Well, I really liked it, first and foremost, to answer that. And the reason that I liked it, and the reason I like this show, and the reason that I'm really impressed with James Gunn is he makes me feel for characters that on surface level I didn't think I would. Obviously in this episode, particularly in the case of Weasel, that was insane. And I mean that in the best way possible. I also kind of like where they're going more with the character of Rick Flag and the Frankenstein's monster.
Oh yeah,
which I didn't see that coming at all. And I'm really liking Frank Grillo as a voice actor. I think he's really getting kind of more to do almost more than the live action roles that I've seen him in. So I'm really enjoying him as Rick Flag Sr., and I'm looking forward to seeing him translate over to live action in a few months as well. But and I know I mentioned this multiple times in the past, but how they're handling and establishing the world of DC, kind of where we are with it in terms of the Easter eggs with already existing characters like Grodd and like we see that fantasy sequence with the dead bodies of the Trinity and that sort of thing. So I'm kind of liking how James Gunn is establishing this world right out the gate. I'm pretty impressed and entertained by it, but the way he's developing and fleshing out the characters is probably my favorite thing about the show so far. That's just something that Gunn is really good with, and kind of subverting expectations. Weasel, I can't believe that.
Yeah, John. Give
right?
him a name.
Yeah, his name's
John Doe.
John Doe. Yeah, which is yeah. Okay. What about you, Brian? What you think about this episode?
I liked the episode, but I saw it coming. There's literally nothing that happened in the episode that I didn't see coming. But with that said, I enjoyed every piece of the thing that I saw coming. It's just all of it was good. I enjoyed the whole idea with Weasel. I knew we were getting his backstory with this show because it kind of foreshadowed it, the last one. So we saw that. And you could tell that he didn't harm those kids, what we saw in episode 3. You already knew that was happening. You already knew people are not going to listen to, or the way he looks is going to, the way how people are going to kind of treat him. So I saw that coming. I think, Frankenstein's going to be a very cool character overall. I'm going to enjoy this bromance thing that he's going to have.
One-sided bromance.
Best friends. Best friends. Let's go. It's just, I think that's going to be a hilarious, fun thing. Little small things, I think T said about the bride. I thought the bride was amazing. I thought she was also just beat the crap out of him. It was so awesome. And she's just such a badass. So that whole dynamic is going to be very fun to see between her and Frankenstein. I think that's going to be a cool thing to, even if it's not with the story. And with the princess and Rick Flag and him being that stupid, just think that she's gonna fall all over him and not believe anyone else. The idea with Cersei was being clairvoyant and Waller being willing to someone to get into her mind. That was interesting. And then even the lawyer with Weasel's lawyer, I thought that was interesting too. So
she kept giving him the snacks.
To give him like dog treats. And I thought it was just really smart to say, oh, he's probably dreaming about chasing squirrels, but having that in-depth backstory that we saw with him. And I hope that one day we see that, they find out what the truth. But it won't matter.
Yeah, it won't matter. Before I say my piece, have you seen that what T said? I just watched episode 4 on stream. I'm so tired. He said I wasn't as impressed with this one as everyone else was. Okay. Said I like the bride episode a bit more, which is like episode 2, I think, or something like that.
One?
It might have been 1. It was early on. So I do like Frankenstein. He's really good. Yeah. Am I the only one over Amanda Waller?
I'm fine with Amanda Waller here and there, like the way that they're kind of handling her, the way that she's showing up. I'm fine with it. I think she needs to be she kind of needs to be
background.
Like a background character, basically not the ringleader, but the ringmaster, so to speak. So when it comes to stuff like this, Suicide Squad, the way that she showed up in that bit part in Peacemaker, I'm fine with it. I don't really need to. I don't really think she needs to be centralized though. So like this upcoming Waller series that I hear that they're making, I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'm like, why does she need her own series? Waller was always the one who had people. She was not the one to get her own hands dirty, but to have people do the dirty work for her. So I think she's fine in that bit part, a background character. I don't even want to call her a supporting character. I want to call her a background character.
I mean, that's what you kind of want from that kind of person too, right? Like somebody who's pulling the strings in the darkness. So it's like they need to stay kind of in the dark over there.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'd be kind of. I don't know if I'm over her, but I'm kind of curious at the same time. Like, what show are you going to do about Amanda Waller?
Yeah. What's the show going to? Weird. Is she going to be going out there in the field? What?
Yeah, I mean, but then again, you get Viola Davis.
Yeah.
How do you not use her? So
exactly.
But,
it's going to be
I like her in the role.
DC's Secret Invasion.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
no, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that timing was crazy.
Yeah. But for me with this episode, I knew it was coming with the Weasel backstory, and I knew it was going to be sad, but it still hit me. I was like, oh my God, I felt so bad for him by the end, he reaches out for the kids and watches them die. And meanwhile, like, a cop is like, arresting him and stuff.
I was like, yelling at those cops.
Then you had the redneck hillbilly guy who lives in the cabin who, misinterpreted the entire situation.
Well, he's the one that caused the fire.
Yeah, he's the one that causes the fire. He calls the cops. He just makes everything way worse, but I think the show did a good job at like why he would think everything, but it's like he saw him, tackling a girl. He saw him chasing the kids into a building, so it's like, I get it. It's, cause I've seen other stories do something similar to that. It's not like, where they like see something from their point of view, but I thought it did a good job at that, but it just made it all like that much sadder, it's like, he's a giant weasel, so he looks evil, he looks bad.
Yeah.
So and here, and he's chasing kids around, so it was definitely sad, but getting David Harbour as Frankenstein when he goes and he attacks Rick Flag in the house, that was awesome. He's so good at this wannabe like Shakespearean kind of thing. When he does his laugh, he goes, "Oh, don't make me laugh," and his like laugh just like gets so long and exaggerated that he starts crying. And it was like it's like funny. Yeah. Good night, man. Appreciate you, man, coming in, hanging out with us. I know it's super late.
Good night.
But yeah, it was everything in this episode was pretty awesome. The vision that we got, kind of sets up like what's going to happen in this whole DC universe, so kind of curious, and I really hope to see a lot of these characters in on the live action. To see Yennefer coming out and playing another witch just in DC. Another magical witch, seeing her come out and do that, and seeing David Harbour all either semi CGI or all makeup.
How about just let him be himself.
Yeah, right.
Come
Just
out with some bolts in his neck.
Yeah,
there we go. Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
Exactly. So I'm kind of excited for that. But this was, I thought, was a pretty good episode. But it definitely sets up the big finale on what the big conflict of them versus the princess. Rick, trying to save the princess, and then obviously he's gonna get heartbroken at one point. But there's only 3 more episodes, I think. Was it 7 episodes? I think this had for the season. Yeah. So 3 more episodes. Like, I feel like it's a pretty okay pacing so far. I just hope they stick a landing where I don't think that they're gonna finish anything, but at least it'd be a satisfying ending. That's all I kind of want at this point.
We have 2 more members that we need to really know about. Dr. Phosphorus. Right. I mean, we got.
I think the next episode is. I watched the preview. Who's the next person that they're talking about? Shit, I can't remember who. But I know we're getting like somebody else's backstory in the next episode. So that's our thoughts for Creature Commando episode 4. So we want to hear from you guys. So if you're watching on the replay, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this episode. Any theories, anything you want to see more of, stuff like that. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come and join us live every Monday and Thursday where we talk about Creature Commandos, the Superman trailer, a bunch of other like cool and fun, nerdy stuff. But we appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging out with us. And if you are in the live chat, stick around because we're going to get into the comments right now.